Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on what part of the world you are from. Welcome back to West Ham United. I am Anton in my new surroundings. I'm not under the stairs anymore. I am nowhere near being Harry Potter. I know I had the glasses last week. I know I've been slagged off, but hey ho, that's just part and parcel of the life that you live and how you can handle it and how strong you are internally to be able to handle people taking the mick out of you. And this is what happens when you come onto places like YouTube and you have a chat with people and you just get slagged off, and that's just normal. Anyway, I am in new surroundings, and hopefully you're going to get used to it, and hopefully you're going to enjoy it, because I'm not stuck under a cupboard anymore, and I can stretch my arms out, and I can touch this. Well, I can't touch the ceiling, and I can't touch the floor. It's just comfortable. I can stretch my big 6'4" legs out and get going with it. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us on the West Ham Daily today, and we are talking about that man, David Moyes, and he is not leaving. Everton have started their search for their 6th permanent manager in 5 years, having been stunned by Carlo Ancelotti's departure to Real Madrid. The 61-year-old signed a 3-year contract for the Spanish club last Tuesday. So Marcel Brands, who's Everton's director of football, attempted to persuade Ancelotti to honour the £11 million a year contract during talks at the club's training ground, but to no avail. The Italian had 3 years remaining on a deal, and which he signed in December 2019, and had a compensation package which was agreed swiftly between the clubs. Moshiri, who is the Everton owner, had been hoping for some overdue stability under Ancelotti following the dismissals of Roberto Martinez, Ronald Koeman, Sam Allardyce and Marco Silva during his ownership. Nuno Santo, who left Wolves last month, and the former Bournemouth manager Eddie Howe are available, and the former Everton manager and current West Ham manager David Moyes is apparently reported to be being considered by the Everton owner. Moyes, of course, who guided West Ham to a top 6 finish in the Premier League and gained European qualification, was a strong contender to replace Silva under Ancelotti until Ancelotti became available following his dismissal by Napoli. The Italians suited Moshiri's wish for a big name appointment, but of course West Ham have no intention of losing Moyes, and we're close, of course, to finalising a new 3-year deal for the manager, who is obviously searching for a new number 2 since Alan Irvine's departure. And I think, and we all know, Moyes will be backed this summer in the transfer market by West Ham. And why would Moyes want to leave West Ham to go to Everton? He's maybe got a little bit of negotiation to work with the board. I mean, we're led to believe he will sign this 3-year contract pretty much. We thought it would be last week, and it's not happening. We do know that Moyes is away on holiday, but we all have to be aware that money can talk as well. So if people come out and pay big dollars, will people leave the current role that they're in? And if you put that to people normally in their normal state of life that they're in, with normal jobs, etc., would you do the same? It's a really tricky one. I don't believe that Moyes will leave West Ham. I just believe that Moyes may use this circumstances to go, do you know what, Sullivan, let's take a step back. I'm literally taking full control of this club. But let's take a look at David Moyes' managerial career. And he took on his coaching badges at the age of 22, and when the opportunity came to step up to Preston in January 1998, 34 at the time year old began his managerial career, as you can see from the images here as well. I need to make sure everyone can hear me. They can. Yeah, you can. Absolutely. That's good. That's good to know. You can all hear me. After saving Preston from relegation in the 97 and 98 season, he then led them to the Division 2 title in 99-2000, before following that up by reaching the Division 1 playoff final the following year, when they missed out on promotion to the Premier League by a whisker. So let's take a look at David Moyes' win ratio at Preston. 48% win ratio whilst he's at Preston. When then David Moyes took over at Everton in March 2002, he inherited a club in freefall. We can relate to that, with relegation from the Premier League from a very real possibility, having survived the drop from the top flight twice in the 1990s. Everton appeared to have steadied the ship following the appointment of Walter Smith in 98. But though Smith's managerial career in Scotland had been littered with plenty of trophies, he found life in Everton very, very hard, and in the English top flight very hard. Thanks to a run of just one league game in 13, his Everton side sat in 15th place, and when a 3-0 defeat against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup became the straw that broke the camel's back, then chairman Bill Kinwright said he was dismissed and he was going to be replaced by David Moyes. Over an 11-year tenure, at the time, his longevity in the Goodison Park hot seat was bettered only by a couple of managers, Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger at the time, both in Manchester United and Arsenal. Moyes patiently and successfully transformed Everton from bottom half strugglers to a consistently top 8 team that came close to breaking into that elusive Champions League under his stewardship. And along the way, Moyes would steer the Everton into Europe on 4 different occasions, to 3 Cup semi-finals and 1 sadly ill-fated FA Cup final against Chelsea in 2009. And, despite an ever-decreasing budget from team building, but the club back on the brink of cracking the top 4 in the final season in charge. Let's take a look and see his win ratio whilst at Everton, which still lies at 42%, which is a great stat considering he was there for 11 years. And then, of course, after establishing himself with Everton as a successful Premier League side with the top 8 finishes, like I've said, Moyes was selected by Sir Alex Ferguson to take on the daunting challenge of replacing him at Old Trafford in May 2013. Moyes won the Community Shield at Wembley in August, becoming the first Man United manager ever to win a trophy in his first season in charge, but left the club after just 10 months, but left the club with a 52% win ratio. Moyes, in November 2014, he then found himself at Real Sociedad for a year-long spell in Spain's La Liga, leading the club to a famous win over Barcelona in January 2015 before returning to the Premier League. And of course, at Real Sociedad, he had a 28% win rate. He then returned to the Premier League in the summer of 2016 with Sunderland, where he got an 18% win rate, where it was a difficult first and only season in charge, which ended in relegation, of course. So he then found himself coming to West Ham, as you can see here, for his first stint in 2017, where he got a 29% win rate. He then left the club as West Ham signed Pellegrini, which didn't work out, as we all know, and he found himself coming back to the club in the 2019, and of course he's there now, which is 44% win rate. And his total success win rate at West Ham for his total career with us is landing at 39.58% win rate, which is, let's just call it 40%. I mean, who would have thought that David Moyes would have walked out with a 40% win rate, and it's after, I think it's like 90 odd games at West Ham. What an absolute feat. And this is why clubs are, potentially sniffing around the likes of David Moyes and going, we can see what you've actually done and what you've built at West Ham on a lacked, low budget, and what you're doing to bring players out of their, play out of their skin and find their form again as well. And he's done it so many times. And you can see why the link with Everton, he's been there before. Will they offer him more money? They possibly could have. Why would he want to leave West Ham when he's building something? I don't think Moyes is a greedy guy. I think you see that in the style of management that he's got as well. He doesn't always have to request the biggest war chest of transfer fees and transfer money and transfer budgets. So he's going to work with what he's got. And I think that's what he's doing at West Ham. He's got a real opportunity here with West Ham to build upon something for this season. And it would be going back to square one with Everton, because it looks like they're going to lose even more players as well. And on top of that, Moyes will be scouring Europe for some quality talent so he can add to West Ham's ranks. And this task will be made easier after Moyes landed a key technical observer role with UEFA for the Euros. So he says that he was invited to join the technical observers. He'll be tasked with analysing the games and compiling a report on the tactical trends that football throws up. He did the same at Euro 2016, and he's been helping UEFA analyse this season's Champions League. So he talks about how football keeps evolving, and in every season, every tournament, we see something a bit different, and it shows that the West Ham boss is willing to stand out and UEFA obviously like what he does, and they've headhunted him and brought him in under their ranks as well for it. So we know Moyes likes to watch players before in the flesh before he even considers bringing them in. So I wonder if this is also another great move by David Moyes to go and scout the best talent around Europe as well. So I think that could benefit West Ham. But what's your thoughts? Get the comments in the comments, and what we'll do is we'll actually go through some of the comments as well just now. And also, while you're here, please make sure you do go and subscribe, like, and leave a comment on the channel. If you subscribe to our channel and you're new here, please do it. Please go and hit that subscribe button, because it helps us and it lets us know if you are enjoying the content. And also, can I be honest with you? See, if you're not enjoying the content, put it in the comments and let us know. We can take it on the chin. It's fine. Let us know what you'd like us to do to change some of this stuff. We're going to bring you daily content, like I said, all bar weekends. We're looking into the Euros as well, about what we can do for you guys as well. But I hope you're really enjoying our kind of informative videos. So yeah, please let us know. I'll go jump through some of the comments. And lastly, there is another bit of news, which is Ben White has been included in the England squad, not Jesse Lingard, and it confuses me and it baffles me, to be honest. I feel really, really sorry for Jesse Lingard. I really do. I think it's a shame that he's not been included. I think he's absolutely deserved it, and I don't really understand why Gareth Southgate is taking another defender. So we'll go through some of the comments and see who's in the chat. Morning, David. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. Father Snowman, thank you very much. How long does it take Tweedledum and Tweedledee to sign a player? I thought earlier the better. Yes, but they have a history of not being early, and West Ham have a history of not potentially being early in signing the players as well. And the market's different now because of COVID. So we'll have to see what budget West Ham are going to get. There's talks that West Ham are going to have upwards of £80 million. I think that you've been given that budget. Will Moyes spend that budget? I'm not so sure. There's so many players out there that I think Moyes could bring in and could get the best out of it. And it's funny because I can't explain to you. Even myself and Stell, we have disagreements on certain players. But the thing is, it can be our personal opinion, but Moyes can look at a player. You've got to look at a player and think, why would Moyes want him? And I'll bring up a player in particular, Josh King. I'll bring up a player like Josh King because obviously he's been released by Everton. But he's the sort of mould. If you think about the mould of what a player is and what he looks like and what Moyes is looking for, he is the perfect mould for what he's looking for. He's got Premier League experience, he's got international experience, he works hard on the flanks, and Moyes could potentially bring the best out of a player like that. So I think there's going to be Moyes jumping into the free agent market as well, and we'll see. The transfer window doesn't open yet, it opens the 9th of June to the 31st of August. Also, a lot of deals won't be complete till the Euro Nations Cup competition finishes because managers will be unhappy if players are not focused. Yeah, I do agree with that. Anthony Jones, Moyes will not leave and let down the players. He's honourable, unlike the owners. I think he believes in his plan for the team to win something with us. He could become our new John Lyall. I know it's a big, bold statement to make comparing him to players or managers of the past with such a good history. However, he is showing really, really good signs. Morning, James. Thank you for joining us. Let's see who else is in here. Warrior 1895. Good morning. All Moyes is an adopted hammer now. All hands off. Absolutely. James Baum. He's leaving no stone unturned. Although in the Moyes case, the tablets. Stuart K. Morning. All well, nearly afternoon. Hope you're well, Stuart. Thank you for joining us. Yankee. Morning, everyone. Hope you all have a good day. Thank you, D. Lee. Morning, all morning. Thank you very much. FSKS. Blah, blah. Come on, you irons. I like it. Mick Anderton. Thank you for joining us. Gary Rutter. Thank you. I did. Back to work today, so I need to kind of. It's going to be a short daily today because I obviously need to go back to work as well. Thank you, Stuart A. Good to see you. Don't want to praise him yet. Still plenty to prove. Of course he does. Of course he is. But I'm just wanting to bring you a bit of history about where his managerial career started and how he's progressed as he's moved up the ranks with all his managerial career. Mark Davis, thank you for joining us. I knew it was Anton because I was on time, of course, Gary. Everton are talking about Big Dunk taking over. Yep, absolutely. And that's why I think we'll see David Moyes, especially not even that sign this thing, clicked on the like button for your new venue. Thank you very much, David. I hope you like it. I hope you just click on the like button, even if you like the content. It doesn't have to be just because I'm sitting in a new place. Can't see anyone lasting too long, Everton including Moyes. I think the big thing is that Everton really need to look at the rebuilding because it looks like they're going to lose players like Richarlison, James Rodriguez. They've got Decor, they've got Allen, they've got good quality players there. And you never know, there could be some of those players that Moyes could be looking at and go, but I mean, I don't see it. I don't see West Ham going to Everton and trying to bring in some of the players as well. Mandy, hope you're well. Anton is looking fresh today. Thank you very much. You're all talking to each other, which is really nice. Anderson, good to hear he's staying onwards and upwards. I also think he'll get transfers done early. I mean, like I said, we're not categorically saying he definitely is. I think he is, but I would never say it until we actually physically see him standing on the West Ham website, holding his little West Ham top, saying, here for another 3 years, let's build this project. So we will see. Anthony Jones, Gary Rutter, I was watching a fan site like ours, and the fans did not want Duncan. Their favourite two were the Wolves bloke or Benitez. Mandy G, did Everton actually make it known that they would welcome him back? I think they would welcome him back. I don't see why they wouldn't, to be honest. I was listening to TalkSport at the time. Jim White was saying it, Gary Rutter. Mick Anderton, I just hope they give him full control over transfers. I think they will. I think Moyes will use this as a negotiation tool, to be honest, and not for more money. I think he'll use it as a tool to go, do you know what? I need full control of these transfers. I think he's got borderline full control of it. You know, there's little elements of things that he does that Sullivan does that takes into consideration, takes control of West Ham. But I think Moyes will have full control of these moving forward anyway. Let's see what Mandy G said. Moyes has had a great season, which has pushed his credit rating up. Yep, absolutely. Mandy G, he's now more powerful, so I would expect he would demand some kind of control over transfers, which I completely agree with. David M, now that's Lingard is not included in the England squad. Would you transfer to West Ham be sooner rather than later after announcement of the Moyes new contract? That's what we're led to believe. We're led to believe that as soon as Moyes signs that contract, I think Lingard will be negotiating with West Ham to come in. And I think that is the domino effect. You'll see Moyes signs a contract, Lingard signs, and then we'll start to look at the rest of the transfer targets. Who did England replace Arnold with? I'm going to sneeze. Oh no, I'm not. Maybe I'm not, but I might do again in a minute. Ben White, Brighton's Ben White. Yep, as you can see here. Where's your glasses? I really do need them, actually. It's not for reading, it's actually for the glare. And now I'm not, I've got so much brightness where I am. I definitely do need to get them back out. It's for the glare. So when you're sitting at a computer for your work and you sit at a computer for doing this stuff, it just catches your eyes all the time. Glare, 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 glare. And these are just anti-glare glasses. I knew it gets slagged off them, but it's part and parcel, isn't it? I think the England replacement Mandy is due to be announced. No, it's been announced. Stuart K, Mandy G. I thought Watkins or Jesse would have been chosen. I just don't understand the kind of defensive move by Southgate. I mean, you've got players there that can cover defensively. He's got plenty. But surely you want a game changer, an opportunity for someone to come in and can make a difference in a game. So, oh God, that's jumped. So many comments. It's jumped. Sorry. Already announced, which is, yep, as people have said it. Vinay, Jesse not in England squad is downright weird. Seems that Southgate has picked a lot of injured players. I think as well, like the inclusion of Jordan Henderson is a bit weird. And I don't know if any of you have seen Roy Keane's comments. He made a valid point. If you're going to choose him, why are you not playing him? If he's been injured and out for a lot of the season, why have you taken it? Well, does he play music for the players? Does he round them up? Does he get them G'd up? Like it's a bit of an odd one, to be honest. I thought another attacker would have been announced. You know, Jesse Lingard, James Ward-Prowse. It confuses me. And then defensively, you would have thought Ben Godfrey would have stood out more than Ben White, in my opinion. So I'm a bit confused at that one. Warrior 1895. Sullivan is the one who told the board he's going to phone Sullivan to get him back. I heard. Well, see, Toby Sampson, morning all, tools down for half an hour. Let's all moan about Ben White. I was expecting more Prowse, Lingard or Watkins. Then he shocks with Ben White. Rather surprised to me. Absolutely, Anthony. I think you're completely right. I trust David Moyes 100% with all the signings. Dynamite. I do as well. Kent, don't get why Lingard or Watkins were included in squad. Looked a different team when they came on. Absolutely, Kent. 100% agree with you. Baffled by it, to be honest. I don't understand the defensive move by Southgate. Like I said, they've got plenty. I mean, I know people can say, well, Harry Maguire's not been performing great as of late, but you've got other players that can step back. That even Declan Rice can go back. Even Calvin Phillips can go back. So it's a bit of a confusing one. Couldn't believe it myself with David M. Andy G. Watkins would have been my choice. Absolutely. James Bong. I thought West Ham would have beaten England's first half team yesterday. Absolutely. Jesse is second. Dynamite, if we fail to get Jesse, is Shaqiri available? I think Liverpool will let go Shaqiri this summer. I really do. I think he could go on and find first team football. We were linked to him before. Be intrigued to see what is how he's really been performing under Klopp over the last couple of seasons, but I've not really seen too much of him. But I do think he'll head. D. Lee, Moyes is currently on his holiday in Scotland in search of the Loch Ness Monster to be our new striker. He does have a long-necked monster. He is. He absolutely is. And he's on his holidays in Scotland just now. Richard Stokes, hi Anton, Moyes will still have a year left in his contract, and I think he's a man of his word. He'll stay because he's loving the project. My concern is, I heard his family are still up northwest. Yeah, but he's building something. This is his opportunity again to build. He's to prove to people what he can do. He's done it already, but now he'll be like, what can we achieve? And if he really believes, this is the thing as well, if he really believes in the West Ham model and what he's saying, why would you want to leave that? And if he wanted to leave that, I would be massively concerned for two reasons. You're losing a manager who's transformed West Ham, and maybe something isn't right in the back room, but don't think that will happen. I really don't think it will happen. Toby Sampson, maybe Dynamite, but he's old and he's anywhere near as good as Lingard. Not sure about Chamberlain is. I don't know what are you talking about. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's available. I'm not sure if that's what you're meaning. When the Europa League fixtures will be announced, I believe is it August they get announced, I think, at some point in August. Joan, hi Anton, we need Moyes, glad he's staying. Yeah, I knew it was August the 27th. David M, there you go. Not a fan of transfer window silly season. Majority of links are made up and BS, and it's non-stop on my Twitter feed. Tommy, yeah, I completely agree with you, mate. So just to kind of reiterate to everyone who's here, when we do transfer stories, right, okay, we title it saying like, you know, a player we're linked with, are they coming in, question mark. But when you watch our videos and you understand what we're saying, we never are saying that these players are coming in. We never say it. We know it's transfer silly season, but our take on these videos is we look into the player themselves and see how they can fit in within the West Ham remit. Can they fit in under a David Moyes regime? And if they can, we think, well, that's a decent player. So why, you know, to try and understand why would we go for them. But if you see a player and they don't fit the David Moyes mould or don't fit the West Ham mould, you can very quickly eradicate some of those transfer links, etc. I completely agree with you, Irish Tommy, mate. I really do. So yeah, but bear with us because we try our best to we kind of look into the player, their stats, their history, where they've played, what they do they work hard, do they cover much ground, do they assist, do they score, and if they do they fit within the West Ham mould? Who would they take? Whose position would they take? You know, all that sort of stuff as well. So I hope you kind of understand that part. Toby Sampson, he is for Liverpool, bro, but I think his wages would mean if we got, he'd have to be a starter. Are you talking about Chamberlain, Toby, to be honest? Hi, Anton. If we had to push on for the sixth place, Moyes has to be more ruthless against these six top teams. That's the only mark I've got against him. That's from Kevin. I completely agree with you. He absolutely has to go toe-to-toe with these guys and these teams because I think we can. I think there's been several times this season that we've not turned up and respected the opposition, and we shouldn't do that. We don't need to. We've got players there with the ability, and we can absolutely do it. Oh my word! Peak ads. Good morning from Detroit. What managerless clubs would want Moyes? You're all talking to each other. I'm having to jump some of the comments as well. I think Josh King is the worst striker we could go for, even on a free. He's a championship striker at best. Alderia. I don't agree. I don't agree. I want to ask you this question then. Tell me what you're basing that on. Are you basing that on his stats? Because I can't base Moyes' decision on stats anymore. It's got to be related to, do they fit the mould of West Ham and can he get the best out of them? And if you look at his history as a player, he does everything that Moyes wants. Sorry, I'm going to have to take another drink of water. He does everything that Moyes wants. He works hard on the flanks. He goes through the middle. I fully understand it. And it'd be another potentially underwhelming signing to what people say, but he fits the mould. I can see it being a potential, and he's free, and it could be a backup as well. So it's potentially there. I agree, Kevin needs to be scared of the top clubs. It's only my real gripe with Moyes. D.A. Crossman, no Lingard. Southgate has lost the plot. Might support the Czechs. Oh, come on, it's harsh. Whether we like the new players or not, can Moyes bring the best out of them? David M. 100%. That's what it's got to be, David. Jordan Henderson is a poor choice and sentimental, not a good sign. Completely agree with you. I think this was an opportunity for England, to be honest. I still think there is an opportunity for England in the Euros, but I think that some of the team selection, you know, we've got some of the best crop of England players for such a long time. So it'll be be interesting to see how he holds up. John Kenwood, Shaqiri's a pro man, Harry Enfield. Absolutely. Vinay, Moyes will get West Ham into top 4 in a few years. Hopefully, touch wood. Anthony Arnautovic looked good last night with his goal and highlights, looked fit, but he could cause unrest if he came back. Don't believe he did cause unrest to the level that we were reported and reportedly told. Don't know if we are going to go for him, but if there is a time to go and get for him, he's in Europe now, he's out of China, and we could be doing a deal behind the scenes, paying him lower wages because he's willing to accept them, but we'll see what happens. Daily, if Sullivan stays out of the way, we'll be all right, absolutely. Mick Anderson, latest all, thanks for the stream, Anton. Have a good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us, Mick. Stuart K, for me, Anton, Moyes is staying. I think Lingard will, and Rice isn't going anywhere. I agree with Stelly. These press rumours just make me laugh. They do, but it wouldn't be. They've been around for years, Stuart. They've been around for years. Since I've been a kid, there's always been transfer rumours. So it's non-stop. Keep saying it. Take these names with a pinch of salt. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. No, I know it wasn't a criticism of this show, Anton, I promise. Just saying it gets a bit much on Twitter as it's non-stop links with 100 players. I know it wasn't, mate. I know it wasn't. And it is like that on Twitter. And unfortunately, Twitter is that kind of world where, you know, I've not got a personal account on Twitter. I used to. I came off it, and Stell was the same, and a few of the other guys I know are the same. And we just use the West Ham Managerial United account. And really, we don't massively engage a lot on it. We just upload content onto it. I just try and stay away from the place as much as I possibly can, because I do find it quite a toxic place, to be honest. Thank you very much, Dynamite. Hope you're well. Matt Ryan could be a cheap option for the backup keeper. I mean, we're going to have plenty of choices. Pgads, Yarmolenko's looked good for Ukraine. Played a full 90, didn't get hurt. I think he's got a second man of the match award in 2 games as well. Epic hashtag Pgads, that's great news. Maybe someone will buy him now. I don't think England will win the group. Mings is a disaster waiting to happen. Yeah, I'm not massively enamoured by Mings, to be honest. I don't think he looks that great. But that really brings an end to our daily. I mean, David Moyes isn't leaving. I can't see him leaving. Why would he want to leave? I know money talks. I said it at the start, but he's got to believe in the project that he's got currently at West Ham, and I believe 100% he does. And I think it's good he's accepted that role with UEFA over the summer at the Euros. He's going to be watching a lot of the talent, a lot of the players. He's going to be seeing them firsthand, and that's what he likes to do. Build up a bit of stats and type of play, and maybe get to kind of see their attitude on the park and stuff that you don't see when you're watching it on the telly, etc. So I think it's really, really good. I also want to, we've got a couple of videos, we'll be bringing you dailies. We've got Stell's West Ham Weekly tonight, so make sure you join in. I believe it'll be around 8:30, etc. So make sure you tune in then. And this week we'll be having dailies and transfer shows, etc. There could be a couple of uploads a day, so just bear with us with the content, but there will be daily updates every single day, Monday to Friday. Make sure you come in and check the channel, hit the subscribe button. I might be looking at some of the free agents that are coming up as well. If you look at Crystal Palace, who released 22 of their squad players, there's loads of players out there that are available, and a couple of players that I'd actually take a punt on, to be honest, from the Palace squad. So check it out, and we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit the thumbs up, and make sure you leave a comment once the video is done, and share this with all your friends and let them know about West Ham and United. Lots of stuff to come over the summer. Thank you for watching. Take it easy.